this archontic reptilian force, it cannot create the Orwellian society. It has to manipulate us to do it.
Which is why there's been so much focus on brainwashing, on trying to make us victims or believe that we're victims. Because the minute we wake up and we take a step back, detached, and see our situation for what it really is, they've lost control. It ends there the minute we awake. That's how powerful we are. That's how powerful our minds are. And this is why channeled information, so many different races and beings are trying to light the fire underneath us. Because they can't directly come in and interfere unless a percentage of us ask for permission, because then it's a violation of free will. You cannot violate free will. That's the law. So they're trying to help us awaken and at the same time try to make us think it's our idea.
The public needs to know about this. The country needs to know about it. The planet needs to know about what has taken place. And we've been lied to. I say this over and over. We've all been lied to for a minimum of 6,000 years. Every country, every European country, every Asian country.
Look at what's happening around us. The indications are everywhere. Everywhere. The truth is now an obscure thing. You know, the lie is the norm. There's something wrong here. What's wrong with this picture?
Just look at us. Everything is backwards. Everything is upside down. Doctors destroy health. Lawyers destroy justice. Universities destroy knowledge. Governments destroy freedom. The major media destroy information. And religions destroy spirituality. Slavery was never abolished. It was only extended to include everyone. Go to work, get married, have children, act normal, walk on the pavement, watch TV, obey the law. Say for your old age, then repeat after me, I am free. And we keep having to say we're free, and in America they keep having to tell the people they're free every 5 minutes because they might otherwise suss that they're not.
You know, even the monetary system, it's just a belief system. We could change that tomorrow if we wanted to. I mean, we're so intelligent, we could create something different. You know, but we're believing, oh, we gotta have this money. Do you know that we're the only race in our galaxy where people starve, that people are homeless? I mean, it's such bull. It doesn't have to be like this. Even the draconian races, they take care of their own. They don't sell out each other like we do here. They don't throw somebody in the street because they don't have a paper, which is really what it is. You know, the only value on it is what we believe it is. They don't feed grain to cattle that feed 20% of the population and let the other 25% that need the grain starve. It's unconscionable. They would never even think to do that. But we do it here. For bucks, for money, for power. It's like so bizarre. You know, I can't... It's like when I see the Andromedans or when I've been exposed to the Pleiadians, when I see how they live and they teach and they live with each other and they respect each other, and I come here, it's like, you know, it reminds me of that sentence that Abraham Lincoln, that quote that Abraham Lincoln once said. You know, if you are above the earth looking down, you could be an atheist, but when I'm on the earth looking up and seeing the heavens, I know there's a God.
What does the emperor do when the people become restive? And when the people are asking questions, and when the people don't like the policies of the emperor, he sends them to the circus. He creates a circus. He builds a giant coliseum. There's great chariot races, and football games, and basketball games, all to keep the idiots preoccupied with things that don't mean anything in the scheme of the entire world. So that they don't have the time to learn what the truth is. So they don't ever get smart enough to learn how they're being manipulated. So they don't ever question the ignorant.
But it's going to have to be humanity that's going to rise up and take the stand. You're just going to have to turn off your televisions. They're going to have to get in their car, and they're going to have to do something. You know, this apathy's got to end. Otherwise, the way we live is going to end.
William Casey, CIA director, will know when our disinformation program is complete, when everything that Americans believe is false, their goal is that everything we believe is a lie, and they're bloody close.
If you identify as your name, your life story, your race, your religion, you are identifying with a set of labels. And those set of labels are not you. They are what you are experiencing. I am a point of attention within an infinite stream of consciousness. And you are a point of attention in that same consciousness that observes reality from a different point of view. We are all points of attention in that same one consciousness. I am eternal, infinite awareness. And when I leave the body, and we go on experiencing and exploring forever, this is a brief experience for a point of eternal consciousness. When you observe the world from that perspective, it's not so frightening.
You're not just the human body that you see in the mirror. You're an immortal being. You lived forever. God knows how many eons of time we've been at this. And you're going to continue to live forever. That you are an infinite soul, a spark of divinity. And saying that to people apparently triggers something in them, where they really begin to look into themselves.
We have our conscious self, we have our subconscious self and our higher self, and then the higher self goes higher and higher until self drops off the equation, and you just have the higher until it returns back to source. And source is where we all came from and fragmented from and are all still connected to in some way. That's how we are all still one.
I look at the world, I look at the suffering, I look at the people with illnesses they don't need to have, and people with emotional situations they don't need to have. I see people fighting over race and fighting over gender and fighting over culture and country. And we're all one. It's so sad. But this is what drives me on. Because in the end, it's information that will change this. Because it's suppression of information that's caused it.
There is no race any better than us. Just because they're different, just because they're more evolved, doesn't mean that they're better. We are equal. We're just not maybe as aware as they are. But that doesn't mean that any race is any better or any less. In fact, we're all equal. If you want to worship somebody, worship the God within you. That's it. Worship no one else.
So if you want the truth, go to God. Go to your gurus. Go to yourselves. Because that's the only place you're ever going to find any real truth.
We need to have our shackles that we've been put around us let go of so that we can really evolve. And we have awesome potential. We really do. We have been, as a race, we have been through so much here. We have so much experiences, and because of our emotions, which is really our strength, which really sets us apart from all the other races out there, even the other human races, we have tremendous capabilities to create things. But we need to get clear of what's real and what isn't. We also need to get really clear about being able to create our own future, to create our own reality, where our kids will have an opportunity to be whatever they want, to live in an environment that's clean, that's free, where they can have water to drink, where they can go out and eat fruit, they can play in the dirt without getting radioactively toxic. But it's going to have to be humanity that's going to rise up and take the stand. The real strength in us, in our own permanent evolvement as a race, will come from us standing up, taking a stand and saying, you know what? No way.
What is there to fear? We are all that is, has been, and ever can be. There is no death, there's just transition from one point of attention to another. What is there to fear? Nothing. And if we don't, the game's over. Because fear is what controls us.